as you can see, I have not gotten very far on this CJ5 project. If you have not seen any of the previous videos, this is a 1967 CJ5 Jeep. I bought it about, 2 years ago. I've tore it all down, as you can see. I rebuilt the engine. Well, I didn't rebuild the engine. I took the engine completely apart. I put new piston rings in. I honed up the cylinders, and I reassembled the engine. There was a gentleman that commented on that engine. I should have replaced the lifters. I should have replaced probably the valves. I should have done new bearings. I should have done a lot more to that engine, but I didn't have the money for it. So it's a big learning process for me. Basically, I took that engine apart, put it all back together, put new piston rings in it. I figured I can't make it any worse. And if I get this whole project put back together and it's running, or if it doesn't run, I can then reassess, or then I can get that back to the engine. I can maybe I gotta tear it all apart again. I don't know. But this is all new to me. So if I can get this all back together, because it's in 100,000 pieces right now, if I can get this Jeep back together, that will be a feat in itself. And I want you guys to follow it with me. I want you to come along this journey, because this is something exciting. This is what I love to do. I got to looking at this frame. I got to thinking. There's a bunch of cracks up on the front end. The one leaf spring mount is cracked right off. So the front end's got some issues. The back end has got a nice big rust hole up on the side, right above where the rear axle will be, where the bump stop is. Nice big hole back there. So the front end's need work. The back end needs work. This middle section is really nice. It's pretty straight. It's pretty good. So I was thinking, why don't I find another frame? Let's see if I can find another frame. Well, guess what? I found it. Well, let me show you. I got a plan. A lot of you might think I'm crazy. Some of you might think I'm way over my head. But I got nothing to lose. This frame's got issues in the front, got issues in the back. The body is full of holes, got no floor in it. It's got more Bondo on that thing than peanut butter I put on my sandwich. And I love peanut butter, don't get me wrong, I love that stuff. But this puppy, this frame needs work. So I got a plan, and I found something, and I'm just itching to show you. Let's go take a look. Well, there you go, guys. I picked me up another frame. This is a 1957. That's 10 years different than the other one I got. The other one I have is a 67. This one's a 57. There's a few reasons why I bought this. No, I'm not interested in restoring this one. What I want from this one is its guts. I want the frame. It's got a fairly nice straight frame. As far as I can tell from climbing underneath it, it's a pretty good frame. Now I'm going to strip the body off and see what it's really like, but I'm pretty sure this frame is better than the other one we have. Not only that, but it's got the split windshield. And yes, this windshield opens. Yeah, that's super cool. It is rough. The windshield is rough. But it's a better windshield than I had on the 67, because the 67 windshield really isn't a windshield. It's more or less of a piece of tin with a piece of glass shoved in it. Hopefully I can save this windshield. I don't know. We're going to try. Not only that, it has the original hitch on the back, and it has the pintle hitch on the back. And also, there's one more gem hidden in this vehicle. I have all the engine parts. Not that I'm interested in it, because the engine's completely torn apart in a bushel basket. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in the transmission, because it's also tore apart in a basket. What I'm interested in is the gearbox that's on there. There's a PTO gearbox sitting in this one. Not only is it a PTO, it does the front and the rear. And you're thinking, yeah, it's a single stick, front and rear. You got one shifter, they both run. Not on this one. It's got 2 levers, so I can run the front and the rear PTO independently. Will I have a purpose for it? We'll see. I'm hoping to use that, but we'll have to see how that goes. But I find that item is really, really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip this body off. The body has got a lot of patchwork. Now it hasn't. The guy has replaced the floor in it, and somebody made a wooden top on it. I think that's pretty neat, but that's not what I'm looking for. So we're going to strip all this off. We're going to get down to the frame, just like we had the last one, clean it all up, and see what we got. Hopefully, we can make 1 out of 2. Oh, there you go, guys. And we got the body off. We're down to the frame. It looks like I've been here once before. It's like deja vu or something. Ah, weird. Anyways, we got her down. We got her to the frame. This frame looks 10 times better than the other frame. I have one spot to address, one little hole up here I have to fix, but other than that, it's really nice. I like it. I'm happy. Guys, we got both frame rails here on top of each other. The top one here is from that 67 CJ5 we had, the blue one. The bottom one here is from a 57 CJ5. That's the parts Jeep. There's 10 years in between the 2 frames. What the coolest part is, from the cross member back, they're identical. From the cross member forward, of course, the top one here, the 67, was a V6. The body mounts are different. Where the brake line's attached to the frame and go down to the front axle is a different location. The bump stops are a different spot. The battery box is different. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here that's different than the parts Jeep, the 4-cylinder. Well, the problem here is, guys, I haven't really told you what I'm planning on doing with this Jeep. I'm 6'6". I don't fit in here. When I ride in my Jeep, I'm going to be looking over the windshield. That doesn't work. Now the problem with these things are, you can't lower the seat because you're sitting on the fuel tank. And also you can't lower the seat because you're literally sitting on top of the wheel well. That front little piece of the rear axle, the wheel well, you're sitting right on top of it, or right inside it. So how do you fix that problem? What I want to do, now this is going to be a little bit out of the box for me. Well, doing this whole Jeep is a little out of the box for me. But what I want to do is we're going to cut the top frame, we're going to cut the bottom frame, we're going to glue them back together, and that sucker's going to be 2 feet longer. This sucker's going to be 2 feet longer. We're going to push that rear axle back. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the back end off the top frame, the 67. We're going to cut the front end off of the parts Jeep, the 57. We're going to put them back together. That'll give me about 2 feet extra. So then the cab, the body that came with this one, the blue one, we're going to cut it off right behind that half cab, get rid of that. We're going to put a new floor in it and pretty much make it like a pickup truck cab. And then we're going to put a 4-foot box on the back. That's my plan going forward. That's my idea. So I'll bring you in close here. I'll show you what I've drawn out on the frame rails here, how I want to cut the frame rail, how I want to put it back together. Because I don't think that cutting a straight line, cutting these frames straight, butting the 2 halves back together and welding it is the strongest weld possible. I'm hoping the way I want to do it is a little bit stronger. I'm sure you guys will let me know. But this is the way I want to do it, so I'll pull you in and we'll see what it is. We're going to come across, obviously across the top. We're going to come down. Now I don't want to come down and make a 90-degree corner here. Obviously my saw blade is not going to cut a 90-degree corner. And I don't know how strong a corner like that's going to be. I'm assuming that's going to be a weak spot right in that corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of cut around the circle here. And then we're going to cut over here 7 inches. Once again, I don't want to go right in the corner. So we're going to do another little curve. and then come straight down. So this piece here is 2 inches, and this piece here is 2 inches. So once we do that, this back half here, it's coming off. I don't need it anymore because I'll move you over because of that. That big, nice hole right there. We're going to get rid of that. And then when you come on this end, this bottom frame is from the 57, the parts Jeep. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come across the top, come straight down, do the curve, come all the way across, curve, and down again. So then once we get that cut off, this is the front half. That'll go away. We don't need that. And we're going to take this, pull it back. So we're going to bring this whole, this back frame, pull it back, and we're going to weld it. It's going to fit right nice back in here, and we'll weld this all up nice and tight. And then on the inside of the C-channel frame, we might put a plate, a flat plate along the front. I might put a plate on the inside, right behind this weld to strengthen it up or so. I'm not quite sure how to do that yet, but that's my idea, guys. I just don't think that cutting this frame rail straight off, button the 2 frames together, and welding that spot, I just have a feeling it's going to be where the weak spot is. And if I do it this way, the frame rails are still sitting on top of each other. It's not just the weld that's going to hold, that's going to take all the weight and the stress of the frame. It actually is sitting on, the frame is sitting on the frame, and the weld is just obviously holding it together. So I think this is the best idea. I'm hoping it's the best idea. Obviously you guys are going to tell me otherwise, but that's how I'm going to move forward on this project. And yeah, stick with me, and we'll see how this thing turns out. Until next time, guys, I'm Big Red.